Welcome to Silent Secrets. Today, we're diving deep into a truth that most men never really understand. You've seen it before. That one guy who doesn't have movie star looks, doesn't dress like a celebrity, and isn't even the richest man in the room. Yet somehow, the most stunning women can't stop looking at him. You've probably wondered, what's his secret? How does an average-looking man manage to attract, connect with, and even make incredibly beautiful women completely hooked on him, emotionally and mentally? Here's the truth most men never hear. Attraction has very little to do with looks, and everything to do with energy, presence, and psychological skill. By the end of this video, you won't just know these secrets, you'll understand how to use them naturally, in real life, in any interaction. So sit back, lock in, and pay attention till the very end. Because once you master these principles, you'll never look at attraction the same way again. The silent power of presence. Most men talk too much. They fill the silence because they're afraid of it. Afraid that if they stop talking, the moment will lose energy. But here's the truth. Real power sits inside the silence. When you're confident enough to speak less and listen more, something changes. Your presence becomes magnetic. Beautiful women are surrounded by guys trying to impress them, talk over them, or fill the air with noise. But when a man is calm, composed, and listens with intention, she feels something different. Instead of focusing on what to say next, just observe. Notice her tone, her expressions, her energy. Respond to her like you're reading between the lines. Ask questions that make her reflect. Let her share her stories, not just about what she did, but how it made her feel. That's when connection happens. And here's the psychological part. When someone talks about themselves and feels genuinely understood, their brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that creates feelings of pleasure and attachment. So while other guys are trying to impress her, you're building emotional chemistry. The law of subtle distance. Here's something counterintuitive. Giving a woman less of your attention often makes her crave it more. See, attention is a currency. The more you give it away freely, the less it's worth. So when you meet someone and she shows interest, resist the urge to give her your full focus right away. Don't text all day. Don't reply in seconds. Don't act like she's your only priority. It's not about playing games. It's about showing that you have a life, a mission, a purpose. When she realizes your world doesn't revolve around her, she starts to chase your attention. Psychologists call this the scarcity principle. When something becomes slightly unavailable, its perceived value skyrockets. The moment she feels that small space, that moment where she wonders what you're doing, who you're with, or why you haven't texted, her mind starts to invest emotionally. That's not manipulation, it's magnetism. You're simply becoming the kind of man who doesn't need attention to feel validated, and that quiet confidence is rare, which makes it irresistible. The energy of options now. Here's one of the most powerful mindsets you can ever adopt. You always have options. When a man fixates on one woman, he unconsciously gives away his power. She can feel it. The energy shifts from confidence to neediness, and women pick up on that instantly. But when you know, deep down, that there are other people who'd love to be around you, your entire energy changes. You stop chasing. You stop proving. You simply talk to other people. Stay social. Keep your options open. This isn't about jealousy or games. It's about reminding yourself that you are the prize too. When a woman sees that you're admired by others, something called social proof activates in her subconscious mind. It's a psychological bias that makes people value what others already value. Suddenly, your confidence seems more justified, your charm more believable, your presence more desirable. And that's when she begins to compete. Not for attention, but for your energy. The power of leaving on a high note. Every great movie, song, or story ends before it drags. That's what makes people crave more. It's the same in conversations. Most men talk until the moment fades, until the energy drops and the spark disappears, but high-value men end conversations at their peak. When the vibe is good, when she's smiling, when laughter is flowing, that's the moment to end it. Why? because you leave her brain hungry for that high again. It's the same psychological hook that keeps people watching series episodes back to back. Unfinished emotion. When you leave on a high, she replays that last moment in her head. She wonders when she'll see you again, what you'll say next time. That's not by accident. That's strategy. And when done naturally, it's one of the smoothest attraction skills a man can master. The 3-minute connection theory in psychology. There's something called the familiarity principle. The more familiar someone feels, the more comfortable and connected they become. That's why the first 3 minutes of a conversation are critical. When you meet a woman, use her name naturally 3 times within those opening minutes. But do it with intention, not as a trick, but as a genuine acknowledgement. For example, nice to meet you, Sarah, then a little later. That's a good point. Sarah, and before you leave, it was great talking to you, Sarah. It sounds small, but her subconscious mind starts associating your voice with familiarity. Her brain begins to categorize you as safe, confident, and memorable. And once familiarity and comfort are built, attraction becomes effortless. The silent smile technique. Now, let's talk body language. The kind of signal that speaks louder than words. Your facial expression is one of your strongest tools. A simple, subtle smile, not too wide, not forced, signals warmth, calmness, and control. When you hold a soft smile while maintaining eye contact, you project ease and confidence. It tells her, I'm not nervous. I'm enjoying this moment. That calm energy disarms her. It creates a safe space for connection. Here's the science. Our brains mirror the emotions we see. If your face is tense, others feel tension. If your energy is relaxed, others relax too. So the next time you're talking to someone, remember, the quiet smile isn't just expression, it's influence, the familiarity anchor. Want to know the secret to becoming unforgettable? It's familiarity. Familiarity is built through consistent emotional experiences. When someone feels good in your presence repeatedly, their brain begins to crave it. That's why genuine compliments matter. Don't just say, you look nice. Notice the details. The way that necklace matches your eyes, you've got great taste. When you recognize small, thoughtful things, it shows emotional intelligence, and that's magnetic. Each small compliment becomes a mental anchor, a reminder of how she felt around you. Over time, that familiarity turns into attachment. Not because you forced it, but because she associates you with positive emotion. That's how addiction to your presence truly forms. Not through games, but through emotion. The art of real conversation. When you're on a date or talking to someone new, remember this. You don't need to impress. You need to connect. Avoid turning the conversation into a competition of achievements. Real attraction happens when you make her feel seen. Talk about topics that bring out laughter, passion, or curiosity. Ask her about the things she enjoys, the things that matter to her, not just surface-level stuff. And if you disagree, do it with respect, not ego. The goal isn't to win the conversation. It's to build rapport, because chemistry isn't built through perfection. It's built through authenticity. When you're real, relaxed, and unapologetically yourself, that's when she feels safe enough to be herself too. The psychology of balanced giving. Let's talk about gifts, not just physical ones, but emotional ones. Giving too much too soon can feel overwhelming. It sends the message that you're trying to earn affection. Instead, focus on meaningful gestures. If you're seeing someone new, a small, thoughtful gift, like a flower, a handwritten note, or a shared memory, speaks louder than luxury. It says, I notice you. I care. Balance is key. When giving comes from confidence, not neediness, it strengthens connection. Because at the end of the day, attraction isn't built on how much you give. It's built on how you make her feel. Closing message if you've made it this far. Understand this. Everything you've learned today, presence, distance, options, control, connection, It all comes down to one mindset. You are the source of value. When you stop chasing validation and start radiating it from within, people feel it. You stop seeking attention and start attracting it. And that's the kind of energy no one can ignore. So go out there, embody these principles, and watch how everything changes. If this video gave you insight, drop a tama in the comments to let me know you're part of the Silent Secrets tribe. And remember, the most powerful men aren't the loudest. They're the ones who know how to stay silent and let their presence speak. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.